this video, I'm going to demonstrate Simmons Insights and how to find demographics and psychographics. Simmons Insight conducts a survey of people in the United States, adults, and their demographics, their attitudes and behaviors, and their interests and what brands and products they use. So in Simmons, you'll likely come to this page and you'll want to double check that you're using the latest survey. So in the top left, where it says Fall 2018 NHCS, go ahead and click on NHCS Adults and find the latest 12-month survey. You'll notice the latest survey is usually a few years behind, and that's because we can only subscribe to data from a few years ago. You also want to change to the dictionary view, so click on the dictionary in the top right. So in this box on the left-hand side are all the different survey questions and categories of questions. And in the over on the right is a box called columns and a box called rows. So on this page, we're going to be kind of setting our search parameters. And then on the next page, we're going to generate the data and get the results. But in the columns box, you're going to put in your target audience, which is probably something like people who use a particular brand. In this example, I'm going to use the brand Cool Whip. And the rows are the questions you want to know about your target audience, such as your demographics and psychographics. So first, we want to build our target audience and put that in the columns. Over on the left, you can scroll through the different boxes and try to see which folder might have the brand you're looking for. In this case, I know I want Cool Whip, and that's under food and condiments. So I'm going to keep scrolling down and browsing until I find the folder it's in. So here's whip topping. And then we know we want to look at a brand. So look for something that says brands MO for people who consume a brand most of the time. And here's Cool Whip. So I'm going to click and drag that over to columns. Another way of searching for a product is to actually type the brand in the search box. And then it can direct you to those questions that have the brand in it. Sometimes the search box is finicky, like you have to have the exact spelling. Sometimes it's actually easier to browse through the different folders. So next I want to add the demographics. So over here is the lifestyle demographics. So I'm going to click on that folder and then go to demographics, personal information. And here are all the different questions that were included on this survey about demographics. So if I want to include something like gender, I can individually drag these into the rows box, or I can just click on gender over here and click and drag that into the rows to add both male and female. I'm also going to add different age groups to my rows box. In Simmons, ages are broken out into different ranges. So rather than selecting all of them, I want to include specific ones. I'm going to pick 18 to 34, 35 to 49, and 50 plus. Next, I'm going to select all the races, and I'm also going to include race and Hispanic, Latino, Spanish origin. And then parent, guardian of any children under 18. And for household income, I'm going to go ahead and choose different ranges to include here. Okay, so once you have all the demographics you want to include in your report, next we go to the top, and the top right is an arrow pointing to the right. We're going to click on this to run our report. So this is a crosstab report. On the left-hand side are all the demographics we added to the rows box. The total column in the middle is everyone who took the survey. And in the far right column is our target audience, which is everyone who said they eat the whip topping Cool Whip brand most often. The most important numbers here are probably the ones in this index column on the far right. If you click on index, it will sort it from highest to lowest. An index means the likelihood someone can meet the specifications of the row and the column. So in this case, the row here is Black, non-Hispanic, and the column is whip topping Cool Whip. So the index of 115 is an indicator of the likelihood someone is both Black, non-Hispanic, and says they eat the Cool Whip brand whip topping. Generally, you want to look for an index of 110 and above, which indicates a higher likelihood of meeting the specifications. If you need to report the demographics for the highest indices, you want to sort the index from highest to lowest, and then go down the list of demographics over here and report this along with the index. Before we go on to looking at psychographics, you might want to export your demographic data. In the left-hand side, go to Export and click on Export XLS to find the Excel file. You can also download a special Simmons file if you want to revisit this data later. You can go to Export SPC to download that file. And then when you come back to Simmons at a later date, you'd go to Open in the top left and click on Import SPC. And then you can open this crosstab file later. So now we want to find the psychographics. So I'm going to go back to the dictionary view and click on dictionary. And I'm going to clear out the rows by clicking this X. And psychographics are usually in this lifestyle statements folder. So click on lifestyle statements, and all these folders that have attitudes/opinions are the psychographics. Since Cool Whip is a food, I'm going to click on attitudes, opinions about food. And here there were different questions about people's thoughts on food and if they agree or disagree with certain statements. I like to use the attitudes, opinions, food, any agree, since that will include both agree a lot and agree a little. So I'm going to click and drag this into the rows. I also think it's interesting to pull in the general statement. So I'm going to pull in the general any agree. And I'm also going to pull in the media statements. So once you pull in any statements you want to include, I'm going to click on the arrow at the top. And this is our psychographic crosstab. If you click on index, you can sort the indices from highest to lowest. Although there aren't a lot of indices over 110, you can still probably use the top ones here anyway, as it's close to 110. So this is how you use Simmons to find psychographics and demographics. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you need additional help, please reach out to a librarian. Thank you.